Hail, bird of prey! 5! Hail, Karuga!
Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird o' Prey 5, Qapla. And welcome to Enterprise Wednesday for October 4th, 2023. Today we're up to Enterprise Season 2, Episode 20, Horizon, which originally aired April 16th, 2003. Horizon, directed by James A. Contner, written by André Bormanis, production order code number 220. And it is the episode where Ensign Travis Mayweather meets his family, which is, of course, his family is the crew of the Horizon, a private freighter vessel. I believe it's Warp 2 vessel that's been delivering freight his entire life. And his parents were indeed had started or come to captain the ship itself. I believe the ship existed even before his parents. So he was born into that whole space freighter community. It's the 20th episode of the second season. So we got Montgomery had previously suggested the appearance of Mayweather's parents at the end of season 1 and was pleased to see them introduced. Several sets to create the Horizon were created on a soundstage, and related scenes filmed in the second half of the episode were shot after the main cast were dismissed, with the exception of Montgomery, Travis. The original critical response was mixed to the episode, and it received the lowest ratings for a first run episode of the series at the time so far, with a low number of, at the time, 3.36 million viewers. Today, if Picard or Discovery or Lower Decks got 3.36 billion viewers, it would be off the scales success. But at the time, 3.36 million, an abysmal failure. So the Enterprise takes a detour to a planet passing between two gas giants in order to observe gravitational forces and subsequent volcanic activity. And the new course takes the ship close to that of the E.C.S. Horizon, the cargo vessel on which Ensign Mayweather grew up. He requests permission to a further detour to rejoin his family, as his father is ill and hasn't been able to visit in 4 years. Captain Archer readily agrees, but the bad news is when Mayweather learns his father had actually died 6 weeks earlier. That's the setup for today's episode. Richie Poole was first in the chat and said 1 VIX. Thank you, Richie. And Richie, I do have to thank you. Richie Poole's comment on my last Bed Life stream about the particularly poor audio quality of the stream. And I know people had been complaining about it for some time. But on the other hand, some people were saying the audio was just fine. So I wasn't really, I didn't care too much. I didn't think too much of it. But then last night, combined where Gorilla asked me to record record an audio clip for him. And when I was recording it last night and this morning, it recorded okay, but I realized I saw that the amplitude just wasn't as high as it normally should be. And so I was thinking, and when I did play back, I saw Richie leave a clip about a comment about how poor my audio quality was. So I listened to the stream and I was like, holy shit, it was pretty bad. It was a lot lower than it normally was. And after 3 or 4 things I tested, I finally found the setting. And sure enough, the amplitude of the microphone was being held way down low. I fixed the setting, and immediately the amplitude, the audio quality, the volume of my voice was instantly fixed 4 times as big as it had been before. And so anybody hearing my voice today on YouTube should be hearing it a lot better than they were yesterday. So thank you to Richie Poole and Gorilla and F you to Windows and Chris and all the people involved in my sound driver, my microphone driver, whatever it was. F them all. And oh my God, 10 gifted memberships from LDG. LDG gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, LDG. It is greatly appreciated, and a big congrats to LDG, who had a very good day. So thank you, LDG. We'll see if there's more to say when I get down that far. Sci-Fi Mombi says, hello, everyone. Welcome, Sci-Fi Mombi. And Richie Poole also put in an alpaca. And I put up the link if anybody would like to watch this episode in the screening room in just a couple minutes. head over to birdopray5.com/SR. If you'd like to join the panel and come up and talk about the episode, there's also a link to do that. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Hakeem says, hey guys, hope all is well. Thank you, Hakeem. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movie says, Qapla, bat to the groin. Just before I started the stream, I got a bill from a professional that I thought I was having a free consultation with. I was debating whether or not to use their services. Today, I was actually going to go ahead and thought I was going to go ahead and say, you know what? I decided I was going to use your service, but now they sent me a bill. And I was like, what the fuck? What the batlet to the face is what I'm thinking. You think I'm going to send you a consultation? No. You get a batlet to the face if I see you again. No. Okay, maybe not, but I'd like to think it. I do know this is not going to go easy. Sci-Fi Mombi says, Qapla, Sci-Fi Mombi. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Just made it. Welcome to the lovely Yvette. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Dan Ben says, the E.C.S. Horizon Earth cargo ship. Earth cargo ship. Horizon. Thank you, Dan Ben. And Dan Ben says, I like the Horizon part of the story, but not the rest of it. I know a majority of people don't like this episode as a whole. Yeah, you know what? I'm part of that majority. This is not one of my top 50% of Enterprise episodes. And Dan Ben says the alien ship is a reuse one from Voyager. And he says, I think your audio issue depends on what people are watching. If it's on a mobile device, you can only turn it up so far. If it's on a TV, you can turn it up louder. Yeah, you can turn it up. And I think that helps. But the real point is you shouldn't have to turn it up. And the audio quality, like the opening credits, the audio should be at least as loud as the opening credits, where last night on Bed Life, it wasn't, or the night before. On Monday's Bed Life, it was not anywhere near the volume of the opening credits. So that's how you can tell. If you can have the opening credits and keep it at the same volume and hear me well during the episode or during the show, then the volume's okay. If you have to turn it down, right? If you have to turn your volume down for the opening credits and turn it up when I'm talking, that's a problem. And that I should have taken note of it sooner. But, you know, it is what it is, and I got to it now, so we'll live with it. 47 Yorktown says, first satellite in space launched 66 years ago today, October 4th, 1957. Was that Sputnik? Was today the launch of Sputnik? Very, very cool. Dan Ban says, Bird of Prey 5, I saw the very short track today. I liked it. I think it's the last one. Oh my God, I forgot to watch it. I forgot to watch today's very short trek. I'll have to take a look at it quickly. And LDG's 10 gifted memberships. Oh my God, I don't know if we've got room. We're not going to have room in the opening credits for 10 more people. Darren Wagner was the first to get the gifted membership. Skogli, Jotum, Brian, Springtime, Justin T, Random Wen, Barnes Homestead, P Tiger 81, and Chris Cook. And Yitza Lemons. And Yitza Lemons. Also, wow, all of you guys, 10 new people added to the channel as members. Thank you so much to LDG. And John Street says LDG is trying to buy Bird of Prey 5 Love. And he's doing a good job of it too. Bradley Briggs says that is the best way to get it, isn't it? It is. At least for a man. Ladies can get my love with just a smile and a wink. Bradley Briggs says this episode is far better than the views it gets say for it. The story makes people turn it off, but it's a great episode. And Daniel's Hot Topic says, hey, Bird, I don't remember this episode. Well, I think you will now, Daniel. You will now. And Bradley Briggs says, I've probably seen every episode 100 times, and I don't remember them all. That is it's also true. I mean, I've had to have seen every TOS episode, but every so often, there's a TOS episode I haven't seen before. It's weird. It's weird how that works. John Street says, Bird of Prey 5, a lady can get your love with just looking at you. Exactly. Exactly. And LDG says, this episode is okay. Still better than any Wesley episode. That's probably true. Dan Ben says, I remember most Star Trek episodes I've seen. I did watch a few recently on Netflix to refresh what they were. And Yvette gives a smile and a wink. See, Yvette is much closer to buying my love than LDG. As much as I enjoy LDG's 10 memberships, I enjoy the smile and the wink from Yvette immensely more. It's just the way I'm wired. Don't hate me. Don't hate me because I'm made like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with Horizon. I'm going to head to the screening room. We're going to count down from 5, and I will hit play, and it will start playing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let there be video. And we have the NX-01 flying through space. And we've got Travis sitting on the ceiling, reading a book. That's just what happens on the Enterprise. Nothing to see here. Bridge to Mayweather. He's got his water in his pack. Well, he puts the book down on the ceiling, and he jumps up to the floor, and there's the comm panel in the middle of the hallway. They're reversing course, and they reverse gravity. He's on his way. He left his water up at the top of the ceiling. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. It's that part of the show. I will touch the sky. Travis Mayweather was just sitting in the sky. They're not going to hold me down no more. The Spirit of St. Louis, the Enterprise shuttle, and now it's the Wright brothers flyer, and Chuck Yeager's plane, and I don't know who that guy was. I think that's Neil Armstrong. Jolene Baylock, I've heard of her. Dan Ben says the thing with TOS is some were shown out of order and some were not shown until years later in some locations. That is true. Bradley Briggs is the magic of whatever it's called. Spot. Every ship has one. Oh, the F, it's called Spot. Every ship has one. And Dan Ben says a few times they've been to that 0G area of the ship. It doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be a 0G area of the ship since the gravity is in plating. It should just be under the floor. So, there's a system 30 light years behind them. They're going to go do a temporary detour to see volcanoes. That doesn't really make much sense. Josh Street says, when did Shatner O'Prey replace Bird when it's time to sing the opening song? Whenever I feel like it. So he sees stars going backwards, and Travis comes in to speak to the captain. Says, yeah, sit down. What's on your mind? He'd like to make a personal request. His family ship, the Horizon. They're going to be passing close to it. He wouldn't mind dropping by for a visit. It's 10 hours off the flight path. They can still get to the planet with time to spare. Pick him up on the way back. Archer says they can manage with him for a few days. And they'll be surprised to see him. Now, his father's been ill for a few months. Nothing serious, he hopes. As a mother says, it's not too bad. She's the chief medic. He said, you told me your mother was the chief engineer. He says, she's both. Of course, she's the medic and the engineer. Basically the same thing. His uncle had 5 jobs at one time, 2 on the bridge. Archer once gave serious thought to serving on a cargo ship before Starfleet was charted. Why didn't you sign up? Long story, says Archer. I'll tell him the next time they have breakfast. Nobody wrote out that story. Yeah, I have Dr. Phlox take a look at his father. Travis would appreciate it. Tucker and the T'Pol are talking. We should have a bird's eye view of every volcano on the planet. Sensors are going to record everything automatically. T'Pol says should give him time to practice his harmonica. Starting Tuesday is going to be movie night every night. And we started showing the 3 greatest horror movies ever made. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and some other Frankenstein. T'Pol says she's not interested. But how would you know if you've never seen one? He promises she'll like it. Science run amok. Right up her alley. Now, I'm with T'Pol. I don't. No interest. Travis says Starfleet should really think about putting families on starships. And Malcolm said they better post a psychologist on board. They'd need one if his parents were on board. Travis says on a cargo ship, you can't go 10 meters without running into your babysitter or a great aunt. I got a response from the Horizon. Oh, she put it through to his quarters. Let's see. Your personal telephone operator. Dan Van says, I like the Enterprise displays they used on the monitor screens. Uh-oh. Captain Archer just got word that something bad happened, and Travis is in his usual contemplating place. Archer asks if he comes here a lot, every now and then. Tucker told him what happened to Archer. He's sorry. Mother sent a message to Starfleet 6 weeks ago. And they didn't send it. Civilian channels can be pretty slow, says Archer. They were in a few comm range a few months ago. He should have called them. Dan Van says, Bird of Prey, do you like the food and drink they have on Enterprise? Best I can tell, I like the food and drink. They have eggs. They seem to have meat. Josh Street says, Tuesday on the Bird of Prey 5 channel movie night. Drop by 4 p.m. showing of the short track before TMP. None of that is true. Archer promises his father was proud of him. Don't make promises you can't cash there, Captain. Oh, Archer, this is when he saw how Travis handled himself at the helm. He knew he was right. His father never told him that he wrote him a recommendation. Phlox has determined that T'Pol just has a simple headache, and she was hoping for something more serious. He'd been coerced into watching a movie. She wishes there was some good reason she had to leave. Dan Ben says the motion picture has too many different versions. Some are quite long. And Josh Reed says, Dan, it would be the Bird of Prey 5 version that's only 5 minutes long. And we saw the horizon on screen for the first time, and they're docking with Enterprise. So Tucker gives Mayweather a whole bunch of pictures he's taken of him so he can show him off to his mother. That's it. He crosses over into the horizon and the Enterprise heads off. We meet Travis's mother. She's holding his arm like a mother who misses her son very much. Dan Ben says, Josh Street, that's what I do with the motion picture. Watch the Klingon battle at the beginning, and then I'm gone. So Travis is telling him different issues that have gone on Enterprise. She's known about the Romulan minefield. Like, how did you know about that? Uh, yeah, on the horizon, an alarm goes off right before they jump to warp. Gives everybody a chance to hold on. Takes a few seconds to 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 jump to warp. And it says warp jumps were always a bit rough. Oh, and there's a guy Travis remembers. Somebody working on like welding up something. Hasn't seen Travis in a while. Says if you're not busy, stop by the mess tonight. Oh, old time jokes. Travis is going to the left. He's like, you're not assigned to guest quarters. Really? You're going to guest quarters, Travis? You think your mother gave your room away? Oh my God, it's his old room. Just how he left it. Oh, actually, no, it was somebody else's room, but they're giving it up for a few days. Oh, and they put out his old things, make him feel like he was home. You can't believe he kept this. Every system he planned to visit when he grew up. He still has a ways to go. Oh, his mother's glad he's home. Hello, Captain Finity. Qapla. Plasma injectors aren't going to align themselves. Bradley Briggs is crazy how different the Enterprise and the Horizon look from each other when you put the two right next to each other. The Enterprise is gold painted and the Horizon is silver painted. Uh, there's his brother. This is an ensign ought salute before addressing a captain. He's like, that's an acting captain. They go in, they hug each other. The jacket looks good on him. And brother says, thanks. He didn't think he'd be wearing it this soon. Because it's his dad's jacket, his captain. Business has got to be good. Hasn't seen it so full. The biggest problem is keeping track of everything. The father kept everything in his head. They still can't find the larvae they're supposed to be delivering. And hope it doesn't end up in cold storage. Need him to help out. Mayweather offers. He's like, no, thanks. You're here on leave, not to work. I'll see him at dinner. A forklift truck, says Dan Ben, to move the cargo to carry the slower ship. Because maybe he wants to change to something a little more or less conspicuous. Change out of his Starfleet uniform. Why? Who cares? I mean, he's a hero to the Starfleet in the Starfleet uniform. Tucker can help calibrate something. FKH 2005 says Birdo Prey 5 hail. I have a soft spot for Enterprise. Very cool. I love Enterprise. Not so much this episode, but most of them. So Paul is saying Frankenstein's also a famous book. And he's like, yeah, this woman wrote it, wife of some famous poet. Paul said maybe a dramatic reading would be more her style. And Tucker's like, if you want to start a book club, you go ahead. He wants to watch the goddamn movie. Dan Ben says, I know Star Trek is about exploration, and we're watching Enterprise do that, but it turns out boring. Well, not every exploration turns out exciting. So T'Pol doesn't understand why it's exciting to watch a movie. He's like, it's a communal experience. And come, we'll do a date night. You'll be my date. Dinner and then a movie. If you don't like the movie, I'll never ask you to sit through another one. Bye. Discovery turned off. What the hell's going on? Well, hopefully that didn't affect the stream. Time skip. Did you lost? Well, if it skipped, it skipped. What's out of sync? Okay. We're pretty close. Came up here first, then I pause it here. Why can't I pause it? Disconnected from server, connected. I gotta give leader again. Son of a bitch. Okay. We'll pause that for a few seconds. Then we'll play again. Uh-oh. Did I make it the wrong direction? Columbus, Magellan, Travis Mayweather. Extended leave. Doubted Magellan got much time off either. Uh-oh, what's the matter? She doesn't want to spoil the visit, but things aren't so great over here. They missed a rendezvous with an Orion freighter. It was probably pirates anyway. And they're low on deuterium. It dipped into reserves twice. Things have been better. Horizon's lost its captain. The crew is starting to wonder. Your brother's ready for the job. He's been a little on edge. Joseph Dredd says, greetings all. Josh reads, this damn bird is time traveling. LDG says it rewound like 4 seconds. No biggie. Well, now I effed it up more. Value of nothing. Says drama must have conflict. You would not want to show a just explore strange new worlds. You would not want a show to just explore strange new worlds. Dan Ben says Bird of Prey 5 in Travis's room. Travis Mayweather had a model of the Nomad probe in a different configuration, but was in an episode of TOS. And now they start getting attacked. Under attack. She doesn't know by who. Transfer reserve power to the hull plating. They need to get out of weapons range. You're not going to be able to outrun them, says Travis. They're closing. And we see that they're moving off. Okay, so now we're pausing there. They attach something to the hull. And now they see it's emitting a subspace signal. It's some kind of beacon. Call engineering, get somebody out there to pry it off. It's a high yield explosive. If anyone gets too close, it might go off. The Constellation sent them this. It attacked them a few weeks ago. A day later, this cruiser showed up. Aliens got aboard and killed 3 of the crew. There we go. Okay, we are within a couple seconds. It's close enough. Close enough. The mother wouldn't risk clearing the beacon. And jettison a few tons of the ore. FKHC 2005 says, can we blame Les Munez for killing Star Trek for good? Of course we can. Bradley Briggs is low viewership back then, but these days, those episodes, these days are the episodes everyone wants. Yeah, 3.3 million views for this episode back in the day. The multi-gunman says, Bird. Hi, Bird. How's it going? Going well, multi-gunman. Hope you're doing okay. And the multi-gunman says, I believe this is the ignored by Bird of Prey 5 live stream. Of course not. I am here and I am speaking to you. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars. Qapla Taylor Swift with a sassy Mamo Prey, Kurogan flag, and Bird of Prey 5 emojis. Daniel's Hot Topics is take care, bird. I got to go now. See you later. Take care, Daniel. Dan Van says, is his mother played by a known actress? Well, maybe, but I don't know her. Multi-Government says, Bird, I'm doing good. That's awesome to hear. Taylor Swift says, hello, Lowell. And it's actually Taylor Swift greater than Disney Star Wars. And FKHC 2005 says, I think Les Munez hated Star Trek. Since he knew he was on his way out, he thought, if I'm going down, I'm taking Star Trek with me. That is one hell of a, I don't want to say conspiracy theory, but one hell of a theory. We have T'Pol watching Frankenstein. Phlox really likes the technique, Dr. Frankenstein. So Phlox was talking about a doctor who actually did reanimate bodies. And T'Pol said, we can stop the movie if it's disturbing as Dr. Phlox's conversation. Dr. Phlox really enjoyed talking and eating the popcorn. And now T'Pol is taking some popcorn from Captain Archer. And we got the Horizon in command by Mayweather's brother. Somebody's doing something in Module 5, and it turns out it's Travis. And the brother thought he made himself clear. I had to say, if that guy is not related to the actor who plays Travis, they did a damn good job at casting him, because he very much sounds like Travis. I hear the same accent or whatever. I would totally believe that they grew up together. I actually think they might be related. That's how good the voice matches. Like, is that a real life brother? I mean, I guess I could look that up, but I'm too lazy. FKHC 2005 says, what's a Universal Pictures film doing on a Paramount show? Well, I'm guessing it was already fair use, copyright free by the time this aired in 2005 or 2003. So now the brother is talking about how no one wants to run freight anymore. They all want to join Starfleet, and he's pissed off at his brother at that. The brother's like, I got better things to be doing than deal with this. So Travis just tells him if he wants to take him offline, do it his damn self. Travis is like, I was trying to help you. You seem to need it. Of course, the mess hall of the of the Horizon is very similar to the mess hall of Enterprise. He misses the strawberry shortcake Nutripack. The mother says she thinks Starfleet's ruined his taste buds. Now he's thinking of asking for an extended leave. He could put more time in. Stay. Mother's like, how long would you stay? He's like, as long as I'm needed. She's like, but you're needed on your ship. And even if the captain agrees, it could be a long-term time before Enterprise is. Now it's like there's a lot he could do. He could work on warp systems. They could make it the fastest J class in the fleet. Mother says she could spend every waking minute worrying about the two of her sons. Should have seen his father when he took over. He was a year younger than Paul is now. He was so far behind schedule. People wanted to quit. She wouldn't let him. The brother just needs some help. FKHC says the mom is played by Joan Pringle. She was in The White Shadow. I am not familiar with the actress nor the name, the show or the movie, The White Shadow. She's good. She's proud of him. She's proud of Travis. Everybody's proud. Indulge some motherly advice. Don't let his guilt guide his decision. Travis wishes her a good night. That other lady looks at Travis's ass. I saw it happen. Don't pretend it didn't. No one in Vulcan's ever heard of a horror movie. There is a Vulcan. There's a Vulcan thing they try to scare people. It doesn't understand why humans feel compelled to frighten themselves. She never gave her opinion of the movie. She said there were many medical inaccuracies. Value of Nothing says the ratings were terrible. Went from 6 million to 1.7 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Dan Benz is also in Travis's room. Are their book entitled Gangsters of the 20th Century. The same title of book was used in the original series, A Piece of the Action, that the aliens used to become a gangster planet. Yeah, and the ship that left the book in TOS was called the Horizon or Horizon, but it was a different, it wasn't E.C.S. Horizon. It was something else Horizon. And I know people wanted to say, oh, wouldn't it be nice if this was the Horizon they were talking about in TOS? But I don't really think it fits. You might want to look out your window. And we got some giant volcanoes shooting up into space. Value of nothing says sorry, 6 share to 1.7 share. It went from a 6 to a 1.7. I'm sorry, not a 6 million, a 6 to 1.7 share. And we have an alien ship coming to attack. It's Captain. They said, prepare to surrender your vessel and evacuate the crew. He's like, I'll give you your cargo, but not our ship. We're a dozen of light years from our home world. He's like, he'll give up the he won't give up the crew. And now asks Travis if he can disable their weapons, as if he can get a clear shot, not with all that cargo attached. You're gonna have to cut the cargo loose. Okay. Engineering standby to release primary clamps. The brother wants to make sure he remembers how to fly the ship. Kevin says he's sure it'll come back to him. Take us out of warp. Release the clamps. 40 meters away, Jesus Christ. You could touch them. 10 meters. You're shooting at that little tiny ship for basically point blank range. How many? You're telling me that there's dozens of people on that little ship? The entire crew of the freighter is on that little ship? Travis takes out their weapons and the engines give out. Now he opens a channel. Think twice before attacking our ships again. Redock with the cargo section, get us out of here. How about you destroy the fucking ship? Then they can attack you again. Dan Ben says trivia. The tables in the Horizons mess hall are actually the USS Voyager's mess. And he says the episode shows us 18 months since its launch, Enterprise has traveled 150 light years and visited 22 inhabited planets. Also says this episode marks the second instance of T'Pol breaking the Vulcan taboo against touching food with one's hands as she eats popcorn during movie night. And his brother says, why don't you send the subspace postcard when you get to that planet with the multi-rings, whatever, that he drew that he was gonna visit, but they didn't quite get to it yet. Gambin says the bridge of the Horizon was built using a redressed Enterprise bridge set. They really make some completely different looking bridges when they redress the bridge. So him and his brother are all on good speaking terms again. Travis has made it back aboard the Enterprise. Archer was there to welcome him on board himself. It was very nice of him. They spotted some damage on their port cargo hold. Must have been old meteorite impact. Travis is lying to his captain. That's all okay. Just lie to your captain. It's fine. You could just say it's a personal matter. None of Starfleet's business. Nothing I want to talk about, sir. Is this an order? No, just lie. Just lie. Maybe that's why I don't like this episode. I don't know. This episode never fit well with me, never sat well with me, and it still doesn't. I mean, we're watching it because we're watching every episode of Enterprise. But, I mean, truth be told, I would have liked nothing better than to skip this episode. But we can't, because if we did, we'd skip a dozen episodes. Where would we draw the line? The line must be drawn here, this far and no further, as they like to say. So next week is The Breach. The Breach, that is episode 21 of season 2. And that's where they have to go. They have to go rescue 3 Denobulan, or a group of 3 Denobulan geologists from a planet where xenophobic militants have taken charge and decreed all off-worlders must leave. Yvette says, thank you, Bird. A bit of a filler episode. And meh, indeed. Dan Ben says, Nicole Forester, who plays Nora in this episode, previously played a Dabo girl in DS9, Season 3, Episode 18, Distant Voices. And she was quite the Dabo girl. Miss Lodell says, 2 brothers fighting constantly. Indeed. Value of Nothings is nice to give Travis some time. That is the one thing that was going for this episode, is that Travis got some good screen time. LDG at hashtag free the net says, thanks again, Bird. No, thank you again, LDG, for those 10 account memberships. And by the way, I will tell you, at least 3 people I have sent the updated link. If you are trying to visit LDG in his underground and you've been getting an error message that you can't get there for some reason, the address didn't change technically, but it also kind of did. Okay, the address you should be using is freethenet.org/underground. And if you put that in, freethenet, in fact, I will type it in, https://freethenet.org/underground. That is the link you should put in, and LDG put it into. That's the link you should be putting in to your browser. If you're saving it as a shortcut, that's the link you should use in your shortcut. Once you click on that link, the address that shows up in your browser is going to change to a StreamYard link or whatever. And while that StreamYard link will probably be the correct link for weeks or months ahead, the day will come when that link changes. And for whatever reason, you're going to get an error if you save that link. If you save the StreamYard link itself, you're going to get an error at that point. If you save freethenet.org/underground, then it will always work. So this last week, because the StreamYard link changed, quite a few number of people messaged me and asked me, like, hey, how do I get to the underground? Some people thought they got banned from the underground. Some people just thought the underground died or went away, or LDG stopped caring. None of that happened. The fact is the address changed. So you needed to go back to the original address, and many, many people had the old address, the wrong address saved. So it looked like it had died. It did not. So freethenet.org/underground. That's the address that will get you to it, to the right place. Let's see. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies says T'Pol's take on Frankenstein was interesting. So, Dave G. Sound says, Yvette, your FN posts are hilarious. Yvette says FN, and Dave G. means Facebook posts. Dan Van says the breach is also not the best. LD Jesus Bird, hit me up if you can later. If you can, hit me up if you can later. If you can, for a underground chat. I'll try to get there, LDG. Bradley Briggs says, oh, this next episode is really good. LDG says, R. Yvette says, thanks to Dave. LDG says, next week is member stream, right? The member stream, yes, is next Tuesday. Tuesday the 10th. Tuesday the 10th. Bradley Briggs says, you're telling me you climbed that wall with no safety ropes. Yeah, that's the episode. LDG is lolling. We put in freethenet.org. And Miss Londell put it in without the link so that you can just copy and paste it into your browser. DJ Ronnie QG says, cool idea. Miss Londell says LDG screwed up. He didn't technically screw up. I understand what he did. It's not the way I would have done things. Who's to say? And again, welcome Dave G. Sound. So Dan Ben says, there's a ship that looks like a fish in the breach. I believe you, Dan Ben. I believe you. Okay, guys, thank you all for coming. We'll end it here. Qapla All, bird out.